Hello, my lovely soul flowers. I am so excited that you're here. This is my first long form reading that I am posting on my YouTube channel. This whole channel is not going to be dedicated to just tarot, though. So if you are into all things spirituality, please go ahead and make sure you do the thing so that you can get notifications whenever I post something new. There's a lot of potential here, and I'm so excited because I have so many ideas for you guys, and I think you're all going to love it. So, for anyone who isn't aware yet, my name is Stacy. I am a psychic empath and an energy healer. My goal is to help you light your inner fire so that you can align with your highest timeline. Any readings that you see that I post on YouTube will be for the general collective. If you're not familiar with collective readings, just make sure they resonate with you. You can take the whole reading, you can take parts of the reading. That's entirely up to you. Use your discernment though. But my goal for each collective reading that I post is that the entirety of the reading is for that specific collective. There's still some great advice that will come out for sure. I don't think I've ever had a reading where I didn't have great advice come out, but I do want you to use your discernment. If you're watching a reading and you feel as if that doesn't align with you, then the message just probably isn't for you. And that's okay. Just pick up and move on. Let's see where the lovely collective is. Where are you guys just in general? And for this first part, I will draw one tarot and one oracle card just to figure out where you guys are at, and then we're going to go from there. Okay, so I know I said I was going to get one tarot, one oracle, but Spirit had other plans for me. You've got ginseng, lavender, and rosemary. But I can't shake this feeling that you don't know. You aren't aware of how truly magical you are. And I'm not saying magic like abracadabra type of magic. I'm saying like your inner flame that is just kind of just little, it's there, but it's just like kind of flickering right now. It is so powerful, and you have the ability to use it for so much good. But you're at the beginning of your journey, and maybe you've been on this journey for a few years, but now you're really starting to get the wheels turning. Everyone's journey is going to look different. So you could just be like, oh, I feel like I'm being called to spirituality, or, oh, I've been called to spirituality for a while and I know that, but I have no idea what to do with it. This is where that collective is at. So like I said at the beginning, use your discernment with these readings, but this collective, there's so much potential for you. You're feeling uneasy right now and maybe a little bit unbalanced. Maybe you had thought that you had figured something out, but then as time went on, you started to feel a bit uneasy and uncentered and unbalanced. And that is for a reason. Your inner tower moment. If you're not in it yet, you're gonna be. And before you start like, oh my God, why? Or no, great, here we go again. No, we're not going to sit into that type of energy, because this tower moment is actually here to help awaken you. It's here to help light that fire. And we're going to get to tarot and you'll see what I mean here. But what this is that they are actually just asking you to please remember that the tower moment is necessary because you have to break down the foundation. The life that you live now, the reality, where you're at in life, everything has served its purpose. But what the universe is trying to do right now is kind of take away what is no longer needed. So they are trying to pull away through a tower moment by breaking down the foundation so that they can give you what it is you've been trying to call in, whether you're aware of it or not. Your subconscious is actually very powerful. And that is one of the things that you can do during this time is connect to the subconscious, listen to your intuition. But they are reminding you that if you are starting to feel disconnected, it's because you're more focused, you're sitting in the ego mind versus your not ego mind. So if you're starting to feel unfocused, unbalanced, do a grounding practice of some sort. You don't have to sit there and meditate. If meditation's your thing, go for it. But you can just do an activity that helps you focus, cooking, drawing, coloring, anything like that. It will help you center and refocus. And just remember, you're putting pieces together. It's like one giant puzzle, or in the world of lavender, it's a giant spider web that you're creating. It's the web of your life. And what this tower moment is actually doing is going to bring you into a sense of healing. And I can tap into this again if you guys want to. Just leave me a comment, because the healing journey is it's a journey, that's for sure. But that's about where you're sitting at right now. And this is, like I said, before you start being like, oh great, here we go again, This is a good thing. This is going to end up a lot better than you think it will. So for tarot on this first part, we've got Revolution for this deck, which is the Tower in traditional tarot, followed by Six of Wands. Like I said, I could tell immediately as soon as I said the word tarot, the collective that this is for, it immediately in your mind, you're like, great. Or like, nope, I'm not doing that this time. You can fight it. You can. You don't have to do this. You can decide that this is not the path for you. Like I said, you are the creator of your own reality. But you know deep down that this goes a lot deeper than that. But you don't realize exactly how successful this is actually going to be. This is going to open up the door for a lot of opportunity for you. And I do feel like there's going to be a lot of clarity on the other side. And as I'm tapping more into this tower moment isn't a long drawn out process. I know it's definitely healing is involved here, but this isn't drawn out. This is not going to be a long tower. I'm just hearing Mercury retrograde. So maybe Mercury retrograde is exactly what's going to set this. It's coming up soon. I think it's only for a couple of weeks though. I honestly didn't look it up yet. You want to dig into that, but just realize the way things happen, it all happens for a specific reason, and this tower has to happen so that you can bring in what you've been calling in. Now, after that, you've got Strength and the Mystic. The Mystic in this deck is the Hierophant in traditional tarot. These two cards together, what it's saying is that you're going to have to tap into your inner strength here. While this might not be a drawn out tower moment, this could really test you on how dedicated you are to your own development. But during this time, during that short tower moment, they want you to tune into your inner strength and really turn within to find that inner power of yours, because it's there. You have the ability to be connecting to your divine and to yourself and connecting both worlds together so that you can really tune into that inner flame that I've been talking about here. I like how this deck depicts the Hierophant here, the Mystic. It's very kind of breaking out of the traditional world. I know the Hierophant is a very traditional figure in tarot, but I feel as if you're just trying to break out of regular tradition, regular everyday life of how most people go about their life. And there's nothing wrong with that. I do want to preface that by saying that there's nothing wrong with how anyone decides that they want to live their life in that aspect. But this collective, you know that you're meant for something so much more than what traditional reality is going to give you. You're the collective that isn't meant for the 9 to 5. You're the collective that isn't meant to just follow what everyone tells you to do. And you are the collective that doesn't fit in with the 9 to 5. You are the collective that doesn't fit in with the traditional path in life. And maybe you have taken it this far, but that doesn't mean that now is too late to change that. Plenty of people do it every day, and you need to ask yourself, why can't you? Why can't you change the trajectory of your own life? If everyone else can do it, you can too. And right now you've got Eight of Swords. This is also where you're sitting at. It's a mind game. You've kind of got yourself stuck, and I do feel like this tower moment that you're going to be in, the short one, it's going to provide you with a lot of clarity. And I believe that you'll be able to take the blindfold off as long as you're open to it. Now, if you fight the tower moment and you refuse to see what lessons and what it's trying to do for you, the clarity won't come yet. It'll be delayed a little bit, but not bad. But this, you're in the Eight of Swords. You're sitting there. It's kind of just stuck in the air, not really moving, but you are not truly stuck anywhere. You just have to find it within yourself to make those small changes to make the big impact on your own life. And for this first part of tarot, we end with the Four of Wands and the Warrior of Wands, which is the Knight of Wands. What they want you to do, honestly, you don't even have to go through the tower moment to get out of this Eight of Swords mindset. It's just that you have to go after your wants and dreams. Go after what you want. This journey isn't just about finding your spirituality. It's about building the life you want to live, building the reality you want to be in. And they want you focused on that, and they want you to go for it. No questions asked. Now, with the Knight of Wands, there is this warning of don't be very impulsive. You have to, like the Knight of Wands, he's so passionate and they just go for it. And that's wonderful, but you have to use your brain too. Okay. What they're telling me is like, don't get carried away here. You got to be smart about your decisions, which for this collective, I don't think that's something that is hard for you to do. I feel like you're very logical and you're very tuned into your logical mind and you know how to make smart decisions. So we won't worry about that. So now we know where you stand in terms of your spiritual journey. And I feel like you're just kind of standing in front of this big stone door. And the other side of it's kind of scary, but you can't help but be intrigued by it. You're very interested on what's on the other side. So let's see what is on the other side. What mysteries does that door hold? The Tower came out again. So they want me to talk to you about this Tower moment. There's something else here that we need to discuss. And after the Tower, we've got our Four of Pentacles, Four of Cups, and the World, which is the universe in this deck. But this Tower is trying to close all of this out. This collective, I feel as if you've got a sense of security in your current reality and you're holding on to it. This Four of Pentacles is a card of holding on and not wanting to let go because this is secure. This is safe for you. This is something that you might not even want to walk away from. Maybe you do want to get on the spiritual journey like head first, but you're not willing to change up your world for it. But what they want to remind you is that while yes, there's a lot of good parts and those good parts are there for a reason, you've got your Four of Cups here also. And what that is showing us is that there's a lot of discontentment here too. You don't feel the urge for change just because you're happy with how everything is. You feel the urge to change because you know things need to change so that you can expand. Your soul is begging you to expand. Change is inevitable in life, and so is growth. And what they're trying to do is help you step into that growth mindset of really wanting to expand your reality. So yeah, all the great things that you have built for yourself that gave you a sense of security, who says those can't come with you? But during that Tower moment you will start realizing what actually was working for you. And that stuff is the stuff that is going to stay. But then you're also going to start realizing what wasn't working for you, what you no longer can hold with you. And that's okay too. But what they're doing is closing out a cycle for you. You're coming up to the end of a cycle. And what it's bringing you to is this Ace of Swords, which is a brand new, flourishing, abundant beginning. On the other side of this door that I had mentioned, you're walking through that journey of unlocking this. You might end up, and this isn't a straight shot, so don't be thinking like you're just going to walk, take a few steps, and boom, you're at this right here. You can go a bunch of different ways, but that's the beauty of it, because every step that you take in this journey is for a reason, and it's still going to bring you to the same place. But it's entirely up to you how this journey goes. You've got your Nymph of Cups, which is Page of Cups, Three of Swords, and Justice. I hear what's wrong will be right. Karma is definitely at play here. And you're going to heal is what I'm getting out of these three cards together. You're going to heal. There's going to be a lot of emotional healing, and it might not be the easiest thing to face. But your divine team has your back, and you're going to heal from it. So I feel like I just felt this weight lift off my chest. So there was a lot of heaviness here. And I do feel like maybe you're hesitant about this Tower moment because you don't want to face what you know you need to. But I just felt this weight lift. So you're supported through this entire journey. This isn't just to shake up your world and remove things. This is to help you. This is lighting that internal fire. This is helping you to get into that next step so that you can get closer and closer to your highest timeline. I mean, that's the goal, right? To get to your highest timeline. All right. So I'm hearing, consider this your initiation. Numbers 2323 are significant, and same with 555. 555 is a number of change. I don't know about 2323, but you can look it up and maybe that will resonate with you. But for tarot, we've got Six of Cups and Freedom, which is the Chariot and traditional tarot. I know it's hard to put a silver lining on a Tower moment. I know it is. And that's why I'm trying so hard in this reading to do that for you, because I can feel how beautiful this is going to be for you once you finally get through it. It's not going to be easy, but like I said, it's not going to be long either. I really don't feel like this tower moment's going to be long. But this is so beautiful. And what this Chariot and the Six of Cups here is, Six of Cups is a card of nostalgia. It's also a card of, in this deck, they put curiosity in here. It's like you're sitting in the past, but you're just so focused on the past that you're not realizing where you're dipping your toes, putting your hands in. Like, what cup is this? Oh, what is that? You're not realizing the different opportunities or potential that is there for you. And what this is going to do, it's going to help you move on from that. Maybe there's something from the past that is keeping you bound. You're finally going to be able to move on from that. And after that, you've got your Five of Pentacles, Five of Wands, Five of Cups. Like I said, 555. You've got lack, you've got chaos, you've got toxic negative cycles. All of these. And then you've got the Warrior of Swords, which is the Knight of Swords in traditional tarot. It's going to help you find this Knight of Swords energy of coming up with a plan and getting out. You're going to be able to break this negative cycle. You're going to leave the chaos. You're going to find peace and balance in the chaos, actually. And this lack that you're sitting in is going to be no more. You're going to start to realize how truly abundant you are once you start allowing that abundance to come in. Hence, you need that tower moment. But you're going to move on from this also. This Chariot, it just like kind of shines a light on all of this. The Six of Cups and your fives here. You're going to be moving on from it. You're going to be able to move past it, and you're going to be able to make the best of it too. With the Knight of Swords, it's not just a matter of finding a plan and heading forward. It's being very determined in seeing where that bigger picture is. You are going to be able to see it. But what you don't realize right now, you've got the card of transition, you've got the Moon, and you've got the Nine of Cups. You don't see the mysteries here. The Moon is, things aren't what they seem. So it might not appear that way for quite some time during this tower moment, but it will clear up eventually. But you're going through a really big transformation right now. You are going through a big transformation, and where it's all bringing you to is this emotional fulfillment. There are steps in this journey. There are steps to align with your highest timeline. It's not just a straight shot, like I had said already. And one of the first steps is coming to emotional contentment, really being content with where you're at, understanding why you're in the position you're in. And once you can get to that point, which is exactly where you're headed, it's a good place. Once you get to that point, you're going to notice that there's a second part of this journey. There's a third and fourth, fifth, etc. And it goes on. And there's so much beauty in this. And I want you to remember that, especially during the Five of Pentacles, Five of Wands, Five of Cups period. Remember how truly connected you are to yourself, and keep up with that connection, because that emotional contentment, that connection to yourself is going to drive you forward. Now we are going to end the reading today with 3 more oracles, but you have cacao, passion flower, and dandelion. Fun fact, did you know that you can consume every single part of the dandelion? The dandelion plant is a very medicinal. Actually, all of these plants in this deck are very medicinal, but the dandelion, for whatever reason, that little tidbit felt like it just needed to come out. So this part, which is the wounded healer of this deck, it seems to be very important. Keyword here is initiation, surrender, and then wounded healer. Surrender to the journey. Surrender to where you're at. This is your initiation. This is your initiation into the spiritual world you feel called to. This is just the beginning, but this is also the potential to help you grow, to help you heal, to help you expand, to help you light that inner fire, and to align with your best timeline, your highest timeline. But just remember, this entire journey is divinely guided. Your divine team definitely still has your back, even in the times where it feels the hardest and the loneliest. Anytime you feel like you're struggling, call on your divine team and be open to receiving their messages. I find it to be, it's a lot easier to connect with your to communicate with your divine team if you know how to connect with them. A lot of people, they just talk and then the signs come in however they see fit. One thing I like to do is kind of like allocate a sign. So if one of my signs is blue butterflies, whether I see them on my phone or in nature, which in my area, I don't think I've ever seen a blue butterfly. So it would be on my phone. It would be completely random. Whatever sign you allocate for your team, make sure it is random and make sure it's not going to be something that you see on the daily basis. So like if you own a cat, say, show me a cat. That doesn't work. Okay. So just make sure if you allocate a sign for them to like help you get those messages to go through, make sure it's just something you don't see very often. But another way, there are a lot of ways to connect with your divine team. I use my clairs, but that also comes with the territory of being a psychic empath. So if you feel called to that, look into the clairs and figure out which one is yours or which one is the strongest, because we all have the ability to activate each and every single one. But whichever one's the strongest will be the easiest way for you to get the message to come through. But I am hearing divinely guided, and please ask us for help on this journey. Your divine team really is here for you. They also see where you're headed and how amazing you truly are. And I do believe that's why they brought you to this video, because they want you to realize that there's a lot of potential here. And you might be a little bit hesitant because it could be a bumpy road, but on the other side of that bumpy road is so much success and emotional fulfillment that this bumpy road is going to look like a blessing in disguise. So just keep going forward. If you guys like this video, please leave me a comment, please rate it. And of course, make sure you subscribe so that you can get my updates. Like I said, it's not all just going to be tarot and oracle. There's going to be so much more, especially when it comes to the spiritual journey. Toodles!